Hello, and welcome to the Reactor. All right, back to Poets of the Fall. This is the last tune of the Signs of Life album. It is called Sleep. Now, I wonder what the character might be doing after all this adventure. All right, cool. Well, let's get on with it. And let's finish up this this story. A good one at that.
Hear your heartbeat, beat a frantic pace, and it's not even 7 a.m. You're feeling the rush of anguish adrenaline. You cannot help showing them in. So hurry up then, or you'll fall behind them, and they will take control of you. And you need to hear the hurt behind your eyes, fickle words crowding your mind. So sleep, sugar, let your dreams flood in like waves of sweet fire. You're safe within. Sleep, sweetie, let your floods come rushing in and carry you over to a new morning. Try as you might, you try to give it up, seems to be holding on fast. It's hand in your hand, a shadow over you, a beggar for soul in your face. Still it don't matter if you won't listen, if you won't let it follow you. You just need to heal, make good all your lies, move on and don't look behind. So sleep, sugar.
All right. So this is a cool build-up of a nice, dreamy sound. I gotta say, in this particular song, his voice is really coming together. Now, I know that this is their first album, and there's many different styles in this entire album. Every song seems to have a different vibe to it. But the vocals really in this one, I think, really shines through. This guy, I think he's, obviously just a beautiful vocalist. And knowing some of his later songs, just never lost that touch. I think he's just a fantastic vocalist. This cool, sound in the background is just kind of lulling you to sleep. And I think, if I were to place myself in the character, it would be just a nice, peaceful moment with someone that you found in this futuristic city that you can get along with, and after this crazy ride, taking off in the city life and meeting strange and unusual people and doing weird things, you finally, after days of unrest, you can finally get to that point. And that song is just kind of like, almost almost there. You know that moment when you're so overtired, you haven't slept in days, and you finally get to the point where you can just settle and rest, and you're like staring at the ceiling for hours. All right, let's go back a little bit before this bassiness kicks in.
Move on and don't look behind. So sleep, sugar, let your dreams flood in like waves of sweet fire. You're safe within. Sleep, sweetie, let your floods come rushing in and carry you over to a new morning. Day after day, fickle visions messing with your head. Fickle visions sleeping in your bed, messing with your head. Fickle visions, fickle visions. Sleep, sugar, let your dreams flood in like waves of sweet fire. You're safe within. Sleep, sweetie, let your floods come rushing in and carry you over to a new morning. Sleep, sugar, let your dreams flood in like waves of sweet fire. You're safe within. Sleep, sweetie, let your floods come rushing in and carry you over to a new morning.
Nice. Well, awesome ending to an awesome album. Really, I like the way that they kind of used a storyline. I don't know if what I thought was what they intended, but I think they put together a well-rounded album, and it seems like they had some kind of theme in mind for the whole album, and I think they stuck with it pretty well. So I think this whole album was great. Some songs were a lot different than others, but it all came together very well. And just as a character progression style music, really it can take you in many different directions. Now you don't have to use a personal character. You can use whatever comes to your mind and listen to this album and come up with all kinds of different scenarios and different things about it. So that's the beauty of this, is that the poetry in this can be taken quite literally, or just use your own imagination, and you can have your own interpretation of the entire thing, which would be completely different than someone else. And I love albums like that. I love how they can make something that is unique to everyone that listens to it, and that's very hard to do. A lot of people just make songs with one specific meaning and a specific rhythm, and that's it. This is a lot of different sounds, different rhythms, different vocal techniques that he uses. He kind of just whoop, whoop, whoop. He uses his voice really interestingly. I've never really heard people using the intake to a higher note, which is cool. Right? Yeah. Kind of inhale and talk at the same time, and wow, he's got some cool techniques. So with the first album, he's already knows what he's doing. And musically, they all know what they're doing. I think spatially, it's this particular album could use a little more on the engineering side, but not completely necessary. It's the first album. It deserves its place, but in the later albums, you can tell the difference between this particular album and some of the later sound techniques that they use. But overall, really not needed to go too crazy. But all right, well, that's this album. So great stuff, and I'll be looking forward to doing some more of their stuff, and we'll keep this cranking. Alrighty, folks. Until the next time, cheerio.